Following the findings of this special court-martial on the 4th of October 2023, in the case of the Nigerian Army versus Major General U.M. Mohammed, wherein the convict senior officer was found guilty on 14 counts out of 18 counts for which he was arraigned for trial before this court. The court hereby makes the following sentences and orders. Count 1. First offense, stealing, finding was guilty. Sentence, the convict senior officer is sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. That Major General U.M. Mohammed N/8656 shall pay back the sum of $1,045,400 United States dollars only to the Nigerian Army Properties Limited. Count 2. Offense, stealing, finding was guilty. The convict senior officer is hereby sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. Further orders that Major General U.M. Mohammed N/8656 shall pay back the sum of $400,800 United States dollars only to Nigerian Army Properties Limited. Count 3. Offense, stealing, the finding was guilty, and sentence, the convict senior officer is sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. That Major General U.M. Mohammed N/8656 shall pay back the sum of $85,400 United States dollars only to Nigerian Army Properties Limited. Count 4. Offense, stealing, finding was guilty. Sentence, the convict senior officer is sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. Further orders that Major General U.M. Mohammed N/8656 shall pay back the sum of $35,300 United States dollars only to Nigerian Army Properties Limited. Count 5. Offense, stealing, finding was guilty. Sentence, the convict senior officer is sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. Count 6. Offense, stealing, finding was guilty. Sentence, convict senior officer is sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. Further orders that Major General U.M. Mohammed N/8656 shall pay back the sum of $46,500 United States dollars only to Nigerian Army Properties Limited. Count 7. Offense is criminal conspiracy to commit forgery. Count 8. Offense, forgery, finding guilty. Sentence, convict senior officer is sentenced to 7 years imprisonment. Count 9. Offense is theft, finding guilty. Sentence, the convict senior officer is sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. Orders that Major General U.M. Mohammed N/8656 shall pay back the sum of $430,800 United States dollars only to Nigerian Army Properties Limited. Count 10. Offense, conspiracy to forge documents contrary to Section 3, subsection 6, punishable under Section 1, sub 2 of the Miscellaneous Offences Act Cap M17, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004. Finding not guilty. The accused senior officer is therefore discharged and acquitted on count 10. Count 11. Offense forgery contrary to section 1, subsection 2, sub C, punishable under section 1, subsection 2 of the Miscellaneous Offences Act, Cap M17, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004. Finding not guilty. The accused senior officer is therefore discharged and acquitted on count 11. Count 12. Offense. Conduct to the prejudice of service discipline. The convict senior officer is sentenced to 2 years imprisonment. Count 13. Offense. Theft. Finding guilty. Sentence. Convict senior officer is sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. Further orders that Major General U.M. Mohammed N8656 shall pay back the sum of 74 million naira only to Nigerian Army Properties Limited. Count 14. Offense. Criminal misappropriation contrary to section 308. Sentence. Convict senior officer is sentenced to 2 years imprisonment. This special court-martial further orders that Major General U.M. Mohammed N8656 shall pay back the sum of 590 million naira only to FCC Napil Properties Limited. Count 15. Offense. Criminal misappropriation contrary to section 308. The convict senior officer is sentenced to 2 years imprisonment. That Major General U.M. Mohammed N8656 shall pay back the sum of 255 million naira only to FCC Napil Properties Limited. Count 16. Offense. Criminal misappropriation, finding guilty. Sentence. The convict senior officer is sentenced to 2 years imprisonment. Further orders that Major General U.M. Mohammed N8656 shall pay back the sum of 559,172,000 only to FCC Napil Properties Limited. Count 17. Offense. Criminal misappropriation, finding not guilty. The accused senior officer is therefore discharged and acquitted on count 17. Count 18. Offense. Criminal misappropriation, finding guilty, and sentence. The convict senior officer is sentenced to 2 years imprisonment. Further orders that Major General U.M. Mohammed N8656 shall pay back the sum of 172 million naira only to FCC Napil Properties Limited. These sentences of this special court-martial are all to run concurrently and are subject to the confirmation of the confirming authority.
Hello, I heard this on the court, based on section 157, to direct, to make a constitutional order, that the accused, the convict senior officer, be moved to the correctional center, Kuje. That is the only lawful place where it can be kept. That is my very humble In fact, there's no court again. So I want to say tomorrow, to whom do I apply? That is the jail.
How was this up?
Yes, sir. 157. That's the conversation.
This news is reaching you from Ogulagha Vanguards Limited. The true face of Niger Delta. We tell your story better. For publication of press releases, statements, advert and inquiries, send an email to ogulaghavanguards@gmail.com. Call 080516700922 or reach us at www.ogulaghavanguards.com.ng.